Glad you're streaming with us. Well, we're learning a lot about the environmental crisis that's threatening vital drinking water for thousands of people. Salt water is seeping into the Mississippi River, making its way upstream from the Gulf of Mexico, and it could impact people in parishes throughout Louisiana. And to make matters worse, the volume of the river is expected to fall to historic lows in the next several weeks, making it much easier for salt water to actually move upstream. Let's bring in Mike Steele, Communication Director of the Governor's Office of Homeland Security Emergency Preparedness. Mike, good to see you. The Army Corps of Engineers, it built this underwater barrier sill, 2 months ago to prevent more salt water from moving upstream, but it spilled over the sill's elevation this week. Talk to us about what happened and why didn't the sill hold?
Sure. So the sill is actually doing what it was designed to do, and that's basically to slow the salt water down. There's really no way to completely stop it at this point. It's a pretty unique situation we're facing here in Louisiana with the amount of flow down the river being so low at this point that it's unable to kind of stop that salt water from backing up into the river. We saw conditions like this back in, I believe it was 1988. The conditions didn't last nearly as long as they're projected to last with this event. So there's a lot of discussions right now going on with our local officials, with a lot of our partners at the Corps, with FEMA, to determine what moves can be made to kind of deal with this situation and help get the state through this event. Right now, it's expected to impact about 4 parishes, all kind of in the New Orleans region. The other parts of the state, it looks like there may be a break, but we really need those weather conditions to change. There's just been a lack of rain throughout the entire Mississippi River Basin, between Louisiana and Minnesota. And so unless the conditions change, this could be kind of a prolonged fight.
So now that you know what's coming, what's being done right now to protect the drinking water for those specific 4 parishes and beyond?
Yeah, so we've had about a 4-month fight now going on with our partners down in Plaquemines Parish, which is, if you think about Louisiana being a boot, they're kind of the toe of the boot down on the lower Mississippi end. So they've been dealing with this issue going back to the beginning of June. It's just starting now to be projected to be a problem, kind of getting closer into New Orleans. And so, some of the things that are being looked at are bringing barges downriver to help mix. They'll have water on those barges that will be used to help mix at the intake points for the water treatment plants along the river. That'll cut down on that salinity level. We're going to make any moves needed. There's additional projects being looked at the local level. We've requested an emergency declaration from FEMA and the president to help with some of the reimbursement issues associated with the costs of doing any of the work to kind of mitigate these problems. And so what we're looking at is the middle of next month is when the impact is supposed to be felt in some of the higher populated areas. But we're doing everything we can between now and then to see what mitigation efforts can be done.
And you're a native, and I lived and worked in New Orleans for a number of years. This isn't the first crisis to strike Louisiana, right? Katrina was just devastating, and we thought infrastructure, could help prevent disasters. It should have been the #1 priority since that moment. Now you've got the impact of climate change and the environment. Can't really do much about that, but you can do things about infrastructure and think of ways to prevent bigger disasters. So what can you what are you proposing at this point? Forget a temporary fix. Folks need a permanent fix.
Yeah, and so some of the changes that are being looked at, with the Corps, and again, a lot of this is driven kind of at the local level because they understand their unique situations that they face. Our role is to kind of help them walk through that process. If there is federal reimbursement for any longer term projects or bigger mitigation efforts, then we're going to work with them to help find those solutions. We had minor problems like this now over the past couple of years, nothing to this level, again, since the late 80s. But, if we are going to see this happen more and more over the next few years, we want to take a look at those projects and work with our local officials on any potential pipelines or any other potential solutions that may be out there as kind of a longer term fix.
Mike Steele, good to see you. Thanks for just making us more aware. It's a good conversation to have. Louisiana has sure had its hits. We don't want any more.
You bet.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Mike.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.